this tiny, perfect little giraffe. Isn't she just gorgeous? And miraculously, she is the 129th giraffe to be born here at the park.
Now, keeping giraffe can be a real challenge, but as they've had giraffe here for 50 years now, the keepers know how to keep them in tip-top condition, and their breeding success is proof of that.
Now, every individual animal obviously presents its challenges, and when you bring in a new species, it can take years to get looking after them absolutely right. Coming up, the new wolves become new parents.
Django had actually moved one of the pups from being in the den to being just outside the den.
But will the keepers have to step in?
Meet a mixed-up mere pup
Unfortunately for her, I have named her Edgar.
in need of a mum.
You can see why I was never a mum. Absolutely hopeless. And a meal on the run. Could have a keeper on the menu.
Obviously, you get to be prey for once.
In the wild, animals hide their newborn to protect them from predators. Here in the park, they get a little extra help from the keepers. But how does the team do that when they can't even see them? There's exciting news for the Carnivore team. Eloise is off to see the European wolves, who she thinks have just had pups. It's hoped this young pack, currently in an off-show breeding area, will one day rule Wolf Wood as the older timber wolves reach retirement.
So I'm just going to go and check on Django and Aliska and see how they're getting on.
But pups are difficult to see.
After finding out that Aliska had a den, we've now been seeing her spend a lot of time in it, and she's become really aggressive towards Django and snarling and biting at him, which we've never seen before. Look at you, look how much her nipples are protruding, see? So obvious. The back two quite often look really well used as well. They're all looking pretty well used now though, so. You've got mud all over you. Have you been digging your den bigger?
In the wild, the average size litter is 6 or 7, and the pups would remain underground in a den for at least 4 weeks.
Another worry is that she might have given birth and then she might have got an infection. So it's nice for her to come out and for us to visually check her over, make sure she's walking okay. That's it, go back to your babies.
But Eloise can't check up on the new pups because Aliska has hidden them in one of the 3 potential dens. In the wild, wolves use abandoned lairs or dig tunnels for dens, and they've done just that here. So team leader Amy is installing camera traps to try and monitor the pups.
It's been a long time since I've bought pups, so this will be absolutely incredible. We haven't seen any pups yet. You don't normally with the wolves. They normally stay in the den for a good week or so, and it's been just over a week now, so we're thinking we might see something soon. Even if it just sounds, any whimpering or calling for mum, wanting some milk. So we're going to hopefully sort of come up here a bit more and just see if we can spot anything going on. We don't know if she's moved the pups at all. There seems to be a bit of activity we've just seen around these trees here. So we've got a camera trap on the den, and we're just going to put a camera trap here as well, just to see if we can see anything going on.
But will the pack come out to play?
If you've ever wondered what a meerkat sounds like... Now, Alessandra, tell me what's going on with this little one in the box. Should we let him or her out? Because, yes. Hey, look at you! Oh, Alessandra, he or she. Do we know whether it's a he or a she?
We don't actually. There are suspicions that this little one is a girl.
Right.
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately for her, I have named her Edgar.
Oh, OK. Well, I mean, I'm sure Edgar can be a girl's name now, from now on.
Doesn't seem to mind.
She doesn't seem to mind. So why is Edgar away from her siblings?
Well, all of them were doing really well. They were putting on 10 grams a day, which was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we did start to notice that Edgar was losing weight. And quite rapidly, it was getting up to about 10 grams a day. So we decided to step in with supplement feeding.
Right.
Although she is 9 weeks old and we were feeding her solids, it just wasn't quite working out.
Right.
So every 2 hours, she was having milk and some worms.
Wow, so you have been busy.
Yes.
So you're still now doing this supplementary feeding. I mean, I have to say, can I have a little hold?
Of course you can. She's quite wriggly.
Hello, Wriggler. Hello, Tiny. So are you shouting at Alessandra and me because you want some bit more food?
What if you'd like?
Yeah.
You can draw out 5 mils of milk with a syringe.
OK, shall I give her back to you?
Give it a go, yeah.
OK, my sweetheart, let's have a look. Gosh, it really is tiny amounts, isn't it? Just 5 mil. There we go.
Well, she tends to like
Now
it
then,
from the
sweetheart.
corner of her mouth.
OK, and does she need her mouth opening or does she tend
She
to
will
do
open
now?
it. That's it.
Oh, is that nice? Yeah, you're dribbling all over Alessandra. You can see why I was never a mum. Absolutely hopeless. Here we are. I know. No, are you done with the milk?
Done with the milk? Now, the thing is, she does know there's something tastier on the
is that
menu.
what it is?
So we have got some worms. Whether she'll eat them...
Oh,
didn't
so
think much
is this like the equivalent of the chocolate ice cream after the slightly boring shepherd's pie?
Yes, I'm afraid it is, yes. So worms are Edgar's favourite.
But mealworms are very nutritious, aren't they? I mean, they're great things to feed, you know, birds when they're bringing up young and things as well, aren't they?
Lots of protein, nice and tasty.
And have you got some bits of meat here?
We
as
have.
well?
You can try and put some in, see if she'll
Shall we
like
see
that.
if she goes for that? Do you want to try that? Look, what's this? What's this?
Not
No,
interested?
I'm not interested. I'd rather have your worms. Oh, there we go. Oh.
That was gone quite quickly. Shall we
That
see?
has gone quite quickly. Should we just see if she wants to... She's in there. You have clearly turned this little one's fortunes around. There we are. You can have your worms back. Very many congratulations. And Edgar, whether you are a boy or a girl, you are very, very lucky to have been so well cared for.
Over in the wolf enclosure, camera traps have caught the first sight of Aliska and Django moving their pups. Heavy rain flooded their outside underground den. Luckily, the team always offer a safe alternative inside, and that's just where these anxious parents have headed. It allowed Caleb his first chance to count the pups and check how the new parents are coping.
Aliska's moved the pups to the house, which is very exciting. So in the morning, we found that there was potentially 5 or 6 pups in the house. Aliska was in the den nursing them. Django was around the house, which is good because we wanted him to be, you know, play an active role in parenting, especially as they get a bit older. So everything was looking good yesterday morning. We checked them around lunchtime, and Django had actually moved one of the pups from being in the den nest box area to being just outside the den, which is obviously not ideal because we want Aliska to sort of have responsibility for nursing the pups.
As they grow, pups are cared for by all members of the pack. But in the first 3 weeks, it's the mother who stays with them. The alpha male usually hunts for food, but new dad Django might be overstepping his role.
Good morning. You all right, the little ones? Are you okay, the little ones?
Django is interfering with how Aliska wants to mother her pups, at a time when regular feeding is crucial. It's leading to conflict between the new parents.
It wouldn't surprise me if Aliska's, after yesterday, might be trying to move them around anyway. So, but at the moment, the early signs are good. Django and Aliska look really fit and healthy. I can see 4 pups still looking really healthy, so everything seems to be okay as well.
Aliska and Django have another squabble. The worry is the pups could get caught in the crossfire. More of the precious pups a little later, as the keepers decide whether they'll intervene or let the new parents figure things out themselves. The park always aim for a hands-off approach, allowing their animals to live a life as close to their wild cousins as possible. At the heart of this is feed time, as Jean is finding out.
Right, Leah, it's time for a scatter feed. How often do you do this?
We do this either a few times a day or just not many times a day. It's completely random, keeps them really active, and it just kind of mimics the random environment they probably encounter in the wild.
So that's why we're doing it. We really want to see some of the feeding behaviours that they do in the wild.
Definitely. We want to keep it as natural as possible. They're foragers, and so we want to keep them foraging.
Right, OK, well, we're being ganged up on here,
Okay,
so I
let's
think
get right
we
to
should
the
get in the car.
We want to provide the bit of the artificial diet that we give them in the most natural way possible, and this is the best way for us to do it. It keeps them really busy, keeps them mentally active, and it helps the social hierarchy. The more dominant ones will get the better picking on the food, and the more subordinate ones will kind of hang around the edges. And it enforces that kind of that social troop behaviour.
Are they able to forage in here all year round?
For half the year, they do a lot of the foraging in here. So this is the best time of year. The grasses are just about coming into seed. You often see the little ones trying to learn how to catch insects at this time of year because they're just getting to that right age. So they'll stand on their hind legs and properly try and catch flies as they leave leaves. And yeah, so there's plenty of food in here for them throughout this time of year. But when we get into the shoulder seasons, like spring and autumn, it gets a little bit less. So we end up increasing the scatters to try and compensate for that. We want to discourage them from just becoming kind of, you know, like sedentary. We don't want them to sit around and do nothing. We want them to be challenged by the environment they're surrounded by.
Yeah, and they're working so fast. Why are they not leisurely? You know, they could take their time foraging. They're just very fast.
It's a bit like school dinners out there right now. I think those who pick fastest get the best bits.
What do they eat in the wild?
So they eat, they'd forage through grasses and grassland just like this. And they also eat leaves and fruits from trees, but not the same as commercial fruits that we get in the supermarkets. They'd eat more natural fruits with lower sugars. They kind of scavenge bits of meat. They eat insects. They probably eat fish if they came across it, and birds, things like that.
And as always with these macaques, already I can see little squabbles and little groups, and the hierarchy is very much at play at feeding time, isn't it?
So we've got some juveniles that are kind of becoming adults, and they are finding their place within the troop. At the moment, they're very much belonging to one of the sub-troops, but a couple of them are just testing Phil, our dominant male, and yeah, he's just letting them know he's in charge again.
I can see 2 little heads there.
Yeah, so this gal here's got twins, which is really uncommon in the enclosure. Normally they'd only have enough milk to support one infant, but she seems to be rearing both of them, and they both seem to be doing really well as well.
That's brilliant news, so special, and so special to be able to spot them, so I guess that's a good thing about the scatter feed as well.
Yeah, it gets everyone down from the trees, you know, at least once or twice a day, and means we can keep an eye on how many newborns we have as well, and in case, you know, just in case anyone's not well.
As usually, I've been easily distracted by a little cutie down here. His little hands are just copying what Mum's doing.
He's adorable. So he is literally just doing what Mum's doing. He doesn't really understand why everyone's rummaging through the grass. So he is just shaking grass, bless him.
So sweet. How old do you reckon he is?
Oh God, he can't be that old. A couple of months perhaps.
Well, I think we've done our job here. You know, it's a social thing. They're all together eating. They're using their concentration, using their fingers as well. So a good bit of foraging going on there.
That's monkeys getting on with their monkey business.
It's big feed time on the carnivore section.
Go on, Nala.
In the wild, hungry lions run up to 50 miles an hour to catch their dinner. Twice a week, keeper Caleb recreates the chase by feeding them from his moving food wagon.
I love Feed Up. I've done it for 6 years now, and I still get excited every time because obviously you get to be prey for once.
These lions will run for their supper, but another pride are not so excited about having to work for their dinner.
So the lazy lions are the third section, so Betty, Beryl, Little E, Little A and Neo. And they're just a little bit slower. They're just not as quite interested in chasing it. Whereas the section we're in now, the second, these are the benchmark for lion fitness because they love Feed Up.
Inspired from his previous experience with Jean,
Are you able to play the next sound effect for us, please? Buffalo and lions are relentless enemies, so this should provoke a sort of frenzied reaction.
They've already sped up. They're
Yeah.
already walking faster within seconds.
Yeah.
Caleb's come up with a crafty idea which he hopes will get the lazy lions acting wild again.
So we're about to go into the third section lions, which is the lazy lions. And we're going to drive round as normal, but we're going to add the sound effect of buffalo and being played from a loudspeaker to try and give them more interest in the feed wagon itself, because the lions went nuts for the buffalo sound effect last time, so hopefully they're going to do the same again. So the lions have just stopped and are just pacing directly towards the sound and looking at it and sort of trying to work out what it is and where it's coming from. Lion 6, Matt. Yeah, we're good to go as normal now.
But will Caleb's moving truck make them shift their lazy bones? The lions leap into action and run after the food truck, moving more than ever. And that's before the meat has even hit the ground.
This is really exciting. I feel like a buffalo. I've got the lions running alongside me. Some of them have cut the corners, but a couple of them have actually cut to try and get ahead to try and stop me.
They're rewarded for all their hard work.
So that was a fantastic result.
Caleb's fitness regime has worked a treat.
I mean, at one point we had all 5 lions running alongside us, which I've never seen before.
The lion hunting instincts kicked in. They picked up their pace and ran after their prey just as they would in the wild.
So I think there's definitely been an increase in hunting behaviour. It's really exciting.
Now you just have to catch that buffalo, Caleb.
It's part of the keeper's job to encourage nervous visitors to face their fears and get hands-on with the animals. And I found someone who's jittery around the not-so-cute and cuddly.
From what you told me, your grandchildren love coming here and handling the animals, and they'll hold snakes and spiders and all that sort of thing. Is that right?
They do.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But you're not so keen?
No.
Why is
I'll
that?
look at them, but
Yeah.
I'm not keen on holding them.
Really?
No, yes.
Well, we thought that it was about time that Joan showed her grandchildren just what sort of brave woman she is. So I want you to meet Emily. Emily, come on in.
Hello.
Tell us about this wonderful animal.
This is Kato. She's a royal python. She's 9 years old now, so she's still got a little bit of growing to do. She's one of our smallest snakes that we've got here.
Yeah.
But she's lovely. She's very friendly.
Now, when you meet somebody like Joan, Emily, who is nervous of snakes, absolutely understandably,
Yeah,
what is
definitely.
the best way for them to sort of start getting over those nerves?
I think, and the best way for me is to learn a little bit about the animal.
Yeah.
Because once you know a little bit, it becomes a bit easier.
Yeah.
And then it's just touching the back. I think, to me, it feels like a pair of Wellington boots.
Do you want to have a little bit of a stroke
I will.
first and
I
see
will.
how you feeling?
He's quite dry, isn't he?
Isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lovely feeling, isn't it? Very silky and soft.
Yeah.
How's your heart doing?
Yeah. It's all right. It's racing. It's okay.
Knees knocking a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, what do
Yeah.
you think? Do you
I'm
feel?
going to.
Are you going to do it?
Yes.
Go on, Joan. You're
Do it by
amazing.
yourself.
Yeah, no, you can give it
So
to me.
you're just going to be a nice warm tree to sit in, so you don't need to squeeze. She'll hold on to you. So I'm going to do the tail end first. So you've got the little tail underneath you, and I'm going to put her body around your
I'm
thumb.
right here, just in case
So
you feel a
the
little
most
bit...
she'll do is poke her tongue out. She's smelling you, so that's all she's doing. She's not going to do anything else. That's fantastic.
I bet your grandchildren are very, very proud of you.
I hope so.
Are you feeling quite proud of you?
Yes, yeah. I can't believe it. Yeah.
You've done it. That's amazing. Well, I tell you what, it's not just Joan that's toughening up today. The keepers who look after the giraffes have realised they need a bit of toughening up too. Lead keeper Polly is getting the giraffe feed ready over at the East African Reserve.
I'm picking stinging nettles to feed for the giraffe. It's one of the giraffes' favourite foods. So when we've got plenty of nettles, we like to give them a lot of variety.
Here at Longleat, the hard work is cut out. But it's a different story in the hot African savannah. Last year, Polly and Head of Animal Operations Darren Beasley travelled to the Lewa Wildlife Conservancy in Kenya to learn more about their animals.
To say that this is, I'm stood now in the biggest classroom in the world would be an understatement. It's about, yes, taking stuff from it that can help us evolve and make the collection better back at home, but it's cherry picking those really important things. What animals mix with what? You know, can we add more antelope? Can we add more hoof stock? And finding those mixes to make us the best, that's my lesson.
And a lesson was learned about just what these long-necked creatures feed on out in the wild.
This is an Acacia thorn bush, and you can probably see, you have to look, we don't have to look that close, it's covered with the most monstrous big thorns to protect itself, and the little bits of foliage grow up in between. The giraffe have really long tongues, they'll curl around this and they'll individually take this, or they have those little prehensile lips they can get in and dodge the thorns. Nature's way of trying to protect the foliage. The rest of nature has evolved to be able to say, we'll get around that.
Good girl.
But the giraffes back at the park have no such challenge, so Darren wants to take the giraffes' enrichment to the next level.
Compared to the wild giraffe that we saw out in Lewa, I think our giraffe potentially have it a little easier in life. We provide all their food for them. We provide them water, we provide them with veterinary care.
At certain times of the year, food is scarce on the African savannah, and finding it can be a struggle. But for the giraffes at the park, food is readily available all year round, so the keepers have a plan to make them work for it.
We don't want to just deliver the food to the giraffe without a challenge, so Darren came up with an idea of challenging our giraffe here. So we've created an enrichment feeding device that is aiming to represent an acacia tree.
So by fastening wooden dowels into the wire mesh of an upside-down rubbish bin, we have a fake acacia tree, Wiltshire style.
The thorns that we have, they're just made out of wood. They're not sharp. We don't want to kind of stab them or anything. We just want to represent the need to pop in and out between the thorns.
And instead of the acacia leaves to eat, the giraffe will be getting a good helping of their favourite seasonal foliage. Then all that's left to do is to hang it high up in a tree.
Hopefully it's a bit different, but not too different that they're going to be scared of it. Fingers crossed they'll come and investigate and they'll be keen to give it a go.
Let's hope at least one giraffe sticks its neck out and has a nibble. We've all been following the fortunes of Newt, a young hand-reared wallaby joey. With the care of keepers Gemma and Jodie, Newt's been hitting all his milestones, and the final one today involves a hop, step and a jump.
Gemma, I'm so excited to see Newt, and I can see he's desperate to get out as well.
He is very desperate to get out.
Look how much he's grown since last time I saw him. How's it been going? You've had him at home with you. Obviously, you've been hand-rearing him. So how's that been?
Yeah, it's going really well. As you can see, he's doing amazingly. We've got some really good news. His feeds are now just 3 a day.
his milk feeds.
That's good news for you.
Oh, it's so nice. You know, we actually get some sleep.
Yeah, good.
Which is lovely. And his weight, he's just under 2 kilos now.
So that's good. Should we
Slightly
monitor
under,
his
yeah.
weight, and he's been putting on enough weight?
Yeah. That's the only thing I've ever been worried about is weighing him, and now I don't worry about it.
Well, that means it's been a good job by you, so well done.
Yeah,
He's the perfect weight. And what's the next stage for him then?
So the next stage will be to take him down to the family farmyard, where he'll then stay for the days, come home at night still, and then as soon as he's ready, we'll get him down to 2 milk feeds, and as soon as he's ready, he'll just stay at the farm.
So you'll be getting ready to integrate him into the family.
How exciting.
I know that you're keen to get him to start exercising because you really want to see him doing his natural behaviours and hopping around.
Yeah, so this is what we're going to do today. I'll give you the honours. You can have the bag and put him on the floor.
Oh, brilliant. Are you ready, darling? Look at you. Look at the size of you. He's a big boy, and what a difference in weight from last time.
Yes.
Right, down you go. Down you go. Off you go, Newt. Is it important that he gets exercise? How long would he spend out of the pouch if he was with Mum?
Yeah, so it is really important. I mean, it's this stage where he's growing and he needs to develop those back leg muscles, you know. So if he was with Mum at the moment, he'd be out for maybe 5, 10, even 15 minutes maximum, and that would be every couple of hours a day.
I'm not seeing much hopping at the moment.
No, he's probably having a wee.
Oh, right, OK, yeah, toilet
and that,
break.
yeah, that can take up to 3 minutes.
3 minutes is a long time for a wee.
Yes, yes it is. But the good thing about that is he doesn't go to the toilet in the pouch anymore. He doesn't wee in the pouch. So whenever you get him out in the evenings or during the day, that's what he'll do. He'll just get rid of all that built-up wee.
Gemma, it sounds like you've actually potty trained him.
Yeah, I'd like to think I have.
And for the next stage, the integration with the others, do you have any worries about that, just because he's hand-reared and he's grown up in a different environment?
To be honest, I have no concerns.
Good.
No concerns whatsoever. I mean, when we took him on, he was quite a lot older than you would expect for a hand rear. So he does know that he's a wallaby.
Yeah.
He definitely knows that.
Yeah, he doesn't think he's a baby.
No, no. So I think my main concern and my main worry is that he's just going to hop over to the other wallabies and forget about me.
And that will be a sad day, but that's what happens. You raise them and then, you know, they flee the nest.
Yeah, they do.
Well, it sounds like you've been a brilliant mum. Good job. And he's a wee cracker. I love him.
In the wolf house, first-time parents Django and Eliska are fighting over the care of their young pups.
It sounds quite nasty, and potentially it could be if they stamp on one of the pups or something, but I think it's just one of those things. I think Django wants to be such a close parent, and Eliska's obviously got the responsibility of nursing them. You know, there's nothing we can do. We've got to keep Django with access because Eliska won't feel comfortable without his, you know, his dominating presence around the place either, because he does offer protection. I'll let it calm down and then I'll go in and check again.
But this time, Caleb spots a worrying injury on one of the pups.
Having a closer inspection on the ones in the house, there's a small mark on the back of one of the pups. Obviously, they're getting caught in between the tussle between the two parents.
Better safe than sorry, Caleb calls head of safari John for backup.
We looked in the pen. There's 4 in the house. Eliska's moved 2. Django's defending those 4 now, and the other 2 are outside. But one of the pups in the house has got like a puncture mark on its back. We're coming in, guys, all right?
As Django and Eliska squabble over who's in charge, the pups are sometimes caught in the crossfire.
I think we can still feed them out in the holding pen. We just got to lock them off on both sides, that's all.
Yeah. OK, well, let's head out of the house.
Do you want to try and look in the box?
When Eliska wants to move the pups to another den, Django tries to stop her.
I'll give them a good hour or so to settle down. Yeah. Go away and feed them a bit later on.
Okay.
And then we'll reassess them.
OK, cool.
After a couple of days, the wolves' outdoor den has dried out, and Django and Eliska relocate the pups.
Let's have a look what we've got.
Now the camera traps will show evidence of how the new family are coping.
This is going to be little.
Amy's seen one outside a couple of days ago, which is great. But again, we haven't seen all 6 puppies in one go.
What would be amazing is we've still got all 6 and they're all just wandering around together. We've had a few little clips showing one out of the den at a time, but nothing to really say we've got more than the one.
The wolf might be at the door, but how many pups are still inside?
Set.
Yeah.
Okay.
A slack. Cool.
In the East African Reserve, Polly and Darren are hanging up a replica acacia tree. It's an enrichment device to encourage the giraffes to feed as they would in their natural habitat.
Oh, no! Some of the girls are heading over, but they're not as quick as I thought they would be. Gertie, who's had a look, and now she's kind of heading into the middle of the park.
I think when you work with animals long enough and you know, you do this kind of thing for them, you shouldn't have too high expectations. It should be about, well, we go at their pace, we go at their time, you know, what will be, will be.
Mary got quite close to it. She had a peer at it, but then she went behind our feeding post and looked at it around the corner and then decided it was scary.
After half an hour, these skittish animals haven't moved a muscle for a closer look.
I'm sure it's going to work. It's just the giraffe's natural cautious behaviour that has been the ace card, really, and with time, they'll come round.
Oh, ladies!
But will they?
Now an opportunity has arisen that may answer the question, how many pups are in Wolf Wood? It's very exciting. I'm up in Wolf Wood with Eloise. We came to feed Eliska and Django to see how they were doing. You've suddenly found an opportunity to shut them in this enclosure, which means we can go and check on the pups.
Definitely, yeah. We've been waiting to have an opportunity to close the parents in so that we can go in, check that the puppies are doing okay, and just to make sure that being first-time parents, they're doing the right things. So let's go and have a look, shall we?
Okay. What an incredible opportunity this is. You can see a few other keepers have come up to join us because this really is a one-off opportunity. The crew are going to hold back, actually. Just you and I are going to go in there, try and find out where the wolves are, have a look at them, see what health they're in, and then get out as quickly as possible so the parents can be reunited. So, Eloise, where do you think the pups are?
We've got a variety of den sites, so they're potentially in this den here, so Amy's just having a quick look. We've got another den on the opposite side of the paddock. She's looking in that direction, Amy.
Yep.
So I think they might be over here. Hello, puppies. Hello, Amy. Amy.
Amy, have you found them?
Hello, puppies. Yep, they're in here. Hello, little pups.
Oh, yes, look, there they are. Here, you come in so that it's more important that you see.
Oh, my goodness. They're huge. They're huge. I've definitely seen 3. I think there must be at least 4 in there.
Eloise, how important is this for you guys to actually visually see them, see what health they're in?
So I haven't seen these puppies for 2 weeks now. Last time I saw them, they were in the house. Since they've been brought back outside, I've not seen them at all. So we've not known whether any of them have passed away, because we definitely had 6 at one point. She keeps them really well hidden from us, so it's great that we've been able to come in here.
I can see the excitement in your eyes.
Oh my gosh, this is so exciting.
You feel like a proud mum.
I'm
You're a proud mum who's seeing her little babies for the first time.
Definitely, genuinely. Like, I love Eliska to pieces as well. And so the fact that she's managed to have 5 puppies grow up so big and so strong. They're 4 weeks old now, so they're getting really strong and really big now, which is great.
So Amy's down there. She's taking pictures that she just on her phone, just so she has some stuff that we can take away, presumably, and have a look at later.
Yeah, definitely. So Amy's just taking pictures on her phone.
Although I think she's overstayed her time now. I think she's just enjoying the moment.
Probably. You think we've got 6? She thinks she now has seen 6, which is great. That means all 6 we first saw are still hopefully all okay. We knew one had a puncture on their back, which happens when they're a few days old. So we've been really worried about that one in particular. But the fact that Amy looks like she's seen 6 moving around, wriggling, is great. Very happy right now.
Well, what a treat. Well done, guys.
Amazing, yes.
As we leave, Mum and Dad are safely reunited with their precious pups. So, Amy, you got some footage?
Yeah, we got some footage. Want to have a look?
Yes, please.
So here we go. It's a little video.
Oh, look at those faces. Look at that. What beautiful footage. You're welcome to become our camera woman if you'd like.
Anytime.
Well, listen, thank you, and thank you for letting me be part of this very special moment.
No worries.
And hopefully we'll see the wolf pups on the next series. What a joy and relief to have 6 new healthy wolf pups. The pack is back.
Cotton-top tamarins are a critically endangered species, so it's even more important that the keepers here make sure they're in tip-top condition. Isn't that right, Shelley?
It is indeed,
What
yes.
are we doing today?
So we're just going to weigh them today. So we've got this block here that we've got on top of some scales. So hopefully they'll come over, sit on it. We'll reward them for sitting on it and grab a weight from them.
Why is it so important to do this?
To keep an eye on their weights is really important because it can signify any ill health. If there's weight loss, we might be concerned if it's 3 weeks in a row or more, then there's obviously a pattern going on and something causing that.
What are their names?
So we've got Mo and Luana.
Oh,
they're
right.
great names.
Come on.
They suit them.
Come on, Mo. Come on, Luana. Come on, Luana.
Come on, Lulu. I click.
There you go.
And you
And
reward.
you get a reward. Well done. Very clever. Well done. And how's that weight for you, Shelley?
That weight is 472 grams.
Happy with that?
Very happy.
Okay,
yeah.
good. And I don't want to overfeed her. How many treats should she get?
Yeah, just a
There
few.
you go,
and
cheeky, there you go.
And then we can point her away. So if you point her on the next one onto the rope.
Onto the rope. Look at my finger. Oh, completely ignored me.
Coming in. Coming on here. Come on. Right down. What do we do?
So we've already weighed her.
So we already weighed her, but
We've
because
already
she's jumped
weighed
on
you,
there,
but since you've
she
came
has to
on,
have
you
one.
get another treat. Well done.
So we can try and point her somewhere now.
Right.
So we can point her just
you go.
directly onto the rope.
Off you go. Look. Come on. Down you go. And do you think they get used to you being the one giving the commands,
I think
maybe?
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if I did that, she probably...
Oh, good girl. Oh, that's interesting. Now, Mo's just hanging back there, and they do seem a little bit jumpy, always looking around to see what's going on. I'm guessing that comes from the wild and
Yeah.
aware of the predators.
Yeah, because of their size, they're so small, they could easily be taken away by any birds of prey or anything that's flying above. They're always looking up to see if they see a big bird coming, they'll shoot for cover.
Come on, Mo. Quick. Come on, Mo. Quick.
Oh, come on. Come on, Mo. What's this? Here we come in.
Is this Mo coming now?
This is Mo now.
Come on,
so
Mo.
she's the bigger one. Hello, nothing to worry about. Just a little bit here. What's this?
Here we come. A little treat for you. A little bit cautious. Here you come. Over you come. Take the last leaf. She's just having a little look around.
Just having a little
She's
look.
Just making sure that everything's okay.
Everything's fine.
There's a lot of people here.
And then we just point you up here.
Up you come, Mo. You can do it, girl. Well done. I'm so proud of you. Well done. Now we'll quickly take her
So that
away.
is 642 grams. That is close to what she was last week. So she was about 650 last week.
Good.
For the next few weeks, we'll keep a close eye on that weight to see if it goes down again. And if it does, then we will look into it.
Good girl. And those claws as well.
Nice and sharp for clinging on branches, high up in the canopy usually.
They're almost like bird claws, aren't they?
Yeah, they need to be nice and strong as they jump from tree to tree. Need to be able to cling on.
Well, it was worth the wait because we have 2 healthy cotton-top tamarins. Well done, girl. Well done.
What the tamarins would have made of a fake acacia tree is anyone's guess, but the giraffes have certainly made their feelings clear.
Ben and I have come up to the East Africa Reserve hoping to see the newly toughened up giraffe. Now, Darren, this campaign of yours, post-Africa, you came up with the idea of the Acacia, a sort of prickly feeding device, which, Polly, I think is of your devising, is it?
Well, it's Darren's idea. We kind of put it together.
Yeah, yeah. And,
No, Polly, it's all yours, please.
No, you're not allowed to blame her. I hate to say it, it hasn't been a tremendous success so far, has it?
It's had some mixed reviews from the giraffe, to be honest.
I love the heads just held down as they're passing as far away from it as they possibly can. But let's look at the positive. We have one giraffe here. Who is that?
That's Evan.
So Evan, hungry Evan, is making the most of it.
He's showing us it works and that they can use that tongue. And I mean, that is a fake acacia tree, isn't it? It's got fake thorns and things. I'm a bit disappointed. I mean, they're such scaredy cats, these things. I mean, we say so often, I mean, that all the chums are over there waiting to see, check a lion isn't going to take poor old Evan out before they come over and nothing horrible is going to happen.
This is a natural instinct for them, isn't it,
Yeah.
Polly, to be on their guard and to be cautious about any new thing in their environment.
Yeah, definitely. And even though they have got used to us hanging it and they have at certain times come and used it, it's a bit windy today, so that makes them even more on edge. So as it went up, it kind of blew and then they all kind of panicked about it.
I think they are getting braver, and Polly's right. You know, they've seen them, the keepers have seen them, everybody else has seen them eating from that unit up there. It just wants a couple more to be a little bit braver.
You need, like with all the animals here, you just need a bit more patience, don't you? Darren and Polly, thank you very much.
What a red-hot summer it's been.
Oh, look, she's loving that.
Tell me about it. What a ride.
From heartbreaking loss.
They say not to get attached to your animals. Very, very difficult not to.
To a rush of new blood.
God. Oh, I've gone all soppy.
I know, Carl. It's your girlfriend.
It was a bit strange watching it all the time.
Just walking all over her, literally. I don't think he's quite got the hang of it.
From the heart-stopping...
You lose control.
To the outright shocking.
Who's still grumpy and naughty? Kate?
Don't you dare.
That's a blooper, that is.
We've taken you as close to the drama as we dare.
I'm right under the car. This camera is being hunted.
This is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
It's incredible.
Wow, that is awesome.
Group hug.
We've shared in the love.
Don't make me cry, I've been doing it all.
So small.
And it's melted our hearts.
What a sweetheart.
Kate, we have the best jobs in the world.
We really do have the best job in the world. I think I want to move in here.
There you go, Anne. What fun it's been to catch up with friends old and new.
Absolutely. You do like hanging out with old ladies,
I
it turns
love,
out,
I
doesn't
know.
it?
Don't worry, we'll be reunited next year, Kate.
We will.
Wrinkly bottom and all.
Thank you very much.
Anne's
Fred.
wrinkly bottom.
Of course. Sadly, that is it for this year's series. We hope you've enjoyed it and we look forward to seeing you again here at Animal Park.
Bye-bye.